Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Lens, back again with another video. Just want to make sure that I'm recording the audio because I have a camera, I have a mic. I have a mic on my my camera just to get like, scratch odors. I'm going to sync with the one I'm recording on the computer. I want to talk about Fuji today and maybe Fuji crop sensor compared to Canon crop sensor. You'll find it super funny. But one of the Fuji camera that I use right now and that I've really kind of enjoy using, I did an event recently and I was super surprised by the image quality that came out of this. And I think any camera nowadays is good enough, to be honest. We are just maybe too hung up sometimes on specs and stuff like that. Even me personally, I'm also guilty of that. But I was using the Fuji X-T1 for an event and I took photo with the Fuji X-T1 and my Canon 800D, which I actually am shooting the video with right now. But I liked the photo better on the Fuji X-T1. I always say it's the ISO performance that I get from this camera. I don't know if it's the grain or the way this sensor has been cooked by Fuji or anything like that. It's just much better. It just looks way better than what I was getting with the Canon, and I am so surprised that a camera that came out maybe 10 years plus ago is holding up so much well compared to a Canon camera that is fairly recent. It's DSLR technology, obviously, but it just literally ate this camera for miles off. And this is a 16 megapixel camera compared to a 24 megapixel camera. I am literally debating now about my next camera, and I really want to get a next camera. For all of the lenses, I think in terms of lenses, I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty okay. I told you guys about my previous video about all the changes that I've had with all the lenses and all the other stuff that I have. I'm shooting zoom now. I'm adapting a lot of my lenses to Fujifilm. So I buy EF lenses because they're just readily available and slightly cheaper. So I generally use it on newer Fuji model because on the X-T1 it's a little bit of a discussion to be had there. So but generally on my X-T1 I use the 35 1.4. I use the native Fuji lenses only on this camera, and sometimes, most of the time, if I'm shooting for myself, let's say I'm shooting outside or anything like that, I'll use my Rai spray, my very tiny lens. As you can see, the Rai spray, it's so tiny and so beautiful. So this is a 24mm f1.8 lens. So let's go back to the comparison. I'll probably show you a few photos that I took with the Fuji. I just love the color. I didn't have to do a lot of work. I didn't even go to Photoshop to do like dodge and burn or anything like that. It's just straight out of the camera, just a little bit of an adjustment. I synced everything in Camera Raw or Lightroom if you prefer, and it was so much better, so much better than the Canon one. And I don't know if it was a picture profile I was using on Canon, but I kinda now trying to shoot like a Kodak classic chrome type of picture profile on Canon, where it's like neutral, just like I'm using with this video. Then it just gives me a slight room to edit to my liking and just move the color a tiny bit to what I really want them to look like in the final image. But this camera 8 Canon. So this actually is a preface to the APS-C scene when it comes to camera companies, per se. And I think in terms of APS-C cameras, no company can compare to Fuji. Obviously, because Fuji's cameras are only APS-C or medium format, so they don't do full frame, and for a good reason so far. I think their autofocus is not really on par yet to compete with the other camera, but it's just good enough to get you by even with APS-C. Canon, I don't know if they forgot that they have APS-Cs. They have released a few of them which are really abysmal. They have the R50, the R10. Don't buy those two cameras. They have the R7, which is pretty old right now, and I think it needs an update. Yeah, so they have those. The Canon has even forgotten that they have a line, I think, of APS-C cameras. I don't see any standout performer in terms of like APS-C from Canon. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can leave it in the comment right there. Fuji only does APS-C. Obviously, they have a huge line of APS-C cameras. They have the XM5, which is pretty much hot debate right now. They have the XS20, which is an amazing camera as well. They have the XT40, another amazing camera. The XT5. They have the XH2, the XH2S. So these are the latest camera that they've released. And obviously, I can't forget the X100 VI, which is always sold out anywhere you're looking for it. So you have those cameras, and you always wonder why. I'm really wondering why Canon hasn't been releasing any APS-C camera. And Canon used to have like a bunch of cameras in the APS-C line when they had the DSLR, because I remember they had a 750D, 700D, and the 800D, the 850D, which is a camera that I didn't use much. They had the 500D, the 600D, the 650D, the 550D. They had quite a lot of camera in the APS-C line, and I don't know why they are not releasing as many as they used to. So they have the M series that they've killed off, and I think for the better, because it would have just been a lot of R&D as well to try to fit so many mounts into one camera brand. Never knew why they had the M50. Maybe they were trying to compete with Fuji. So you can definitely see for yourself that Fuji is just killing it in the APS-C line. You can't say otherwise. People are still resorting to using Fuji X-T1s in 2025, and I'm guilty of that. I'm still using my X-T1 as well. Might actually get also, maybe I'll pick a battery grip for this one as well. I just try to make it as my X-T2. So I have the X-T2 and the X-T1, and I was telling somebody at work, I'll never sell these two cameras. Yeah, never. I'll probably upgrade. I'll probably have like an X-T5 with me on an X-T4, especially for video. I like the X-T4 better. I really enjoy the X-T4. I just can't find any more copies of that camera, so probably will force me to get an XH2S or XH2. So, but I wouldn't sell these two cameras for anything in the world. I'm definitely getting rid of my Canon 800D. I think it has served its purpose. Not bashing the brand, but I think it's about time for Canon to release the new APS-C camera. The last one that they have released that is really professional grade is the Canon R7. A very good camera. I've used it as well. I've seen it, and it's really takes good photos, takes nice video, 33 megapixel, but it's been over 4 years now. It's quite some time. 3 years if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, Fuji reigns supreme when it comes to APS-C cameras, and you can't say anything bad about the brand. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Please don't forget to subscribe.